All right, so natural deduction is, as I said, a simpler or at least quicker way of determining validity. And I think the best way to think of natural deduction is as a set of rules. And you can almost think of natural deduction as a game, right? With a set of rules for ways you can move. And look, if you can reach the conclusion using only these rules from the premises you have, then the argument's valid. If you can get to your conclusion given what you have in premises, making only the move, quote unquote, moves that this game allows, you have a valid argument. And these quote unquote rules model certain valid forms of argument, right? And if your whole argument is built using nothing but valid forms, the argument will be valid. So let's discuss some of these valid forms of argument, or we might say moves, right? I should put that in scare quotes, but whatever. One of the simplest of these is the so-called disjunctive syllogism, or argument by elimination. A or B, not A, so B. Murder mysteries love this one, right? Professor Plum or Colonel Mustard committed the murder. It wasn't Professor Plum, tilde P, so M, right? Now, one thing to keep in mind, and this will be important, you can use this rule repeatedly. And any interesting argument by elimination will do just that. Let me give you guys an interesting one. The death was either an accident or it was a murder committed by Colonel Mustard or Professor Plum. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't committed by Colonel Mustard. So the death was a murder committed by Professor Plum, right? We have our stuff in symbolic form here. We can drop the words. And look. We have AV close parentheses MVP, A or M or P, right? Then we have our two premises, not A and not M. Well, look, we just used the disjunctive syllogism rule twice, and we get our conclusion. It's a valid argument, right? And now something you guys will notice. When you use natural deduction, just to be clear on what you're doing, you want to cite the rule you're using, disjunctive syllogism, and you want to cite the lines you're using it on, right? 4, you're using it on 1 and 2. We have 1, we use the not A to knock the A off the edge there to get MVP. 5, we have 3 and 4. We use 3 in our rule to knock the M off of this one, and we're left with P. We're left with our conclusion. This is a valid argument. Look, this one's not too complicated. I know you guys might be thinking, why in the world do we need to learn all these complicated rules for this argument? Trust me, it does help with longer ones.